And good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday as we start week 4 early with an international game. And as I've said multiple times, I think it is absolutely stupid. But they're in Ireland having their Guinnesses and doing their jigs in the end zone. Aaron Rodgers looks like he's turning back the clock today as they're beating up pretty good on the Vikings with Carson Wentz behind center. But we're going to start here with the New York Metropolitans as today is game 162 for the Mets. A season that was definitely a roller coaster, had a lot of promise, but is coming down to not only a win today against the Marlins, who have been the proverbial thorn in our sides for years, but we also need some help from the Brew Crew to beat the Cincinnati Reds. Listen, my opinion, way more talented than the Reds, way more talented than most teams in the league, but the team has absolutely no balls. No balls at all. Probably not the nicest thing to say, but it is what it is. They have no guts, no gumption. Pick something, put it in there. They don't have it. I think that starts with the top. I think that Mendoza was a nice story last year. But if this story doesn't have a happy ending, which I don't think it will have a happy ending, I think that it's time for him to go. We paid players. We have young talent coming up. Beatty, Alvarez, Mauricio, who I love. And then the pitchers, Sproat, Jonah Tong, and Nolan McLean. These guys give me optimism for the future, but there's enough talent there that if they had a little bit of, they should be winning, and they should be putting their feet on the throats of their opponents, not just giving up ways, finding new ways to lose, as they've had 2 7-game losing streaks this season, and it's just been abysmal at times. So we'll see what happens today. Got the Keith Hernandez on, hoping to bring us some luck. But we need some luck. We need to win. We need some help. So we'll see what happens. And then if they do win, and get into the playoffs, we'll see what happens from there. But the one thing I will say about this, a couple years ago when we had that great run at the trade deadline, we got Yoenis Cespedes, and it transformed the team. It was an exciting time, probably the most exciting time I can remember, other than the Mike Piazza days. This year we got Cedric Mullins. Don't need to say anything else about the Mets. Moving right along, college football. There's a quick one today. Last night, Oregon, Penn State, great game, whiteout. Gonna go with the fashion. We're gonna start off with the fashion. Why did Penn State not wear all white? It was a whiteout. You had 80-something thousand crazy fans in Happy Valley wearing white, and they wore their blue uniforms. Doesn't make sense to me. But that all being said, after a slow start, Oregon comes out and wins in overtime in a thriller. Goes to my final point I'll make on this game. James Franklin, not a great coach. I hate how everyone loves James Franklin. Not a great coach. And we have the numbers to back that up. So 4-2 against top 10 teams and 1-15 against AP top 5 teams. You don't win a big game. So James Franklin, Happy Valley, you're never going to win. So keep him. Hail to the victors. And to that note, his record against Michigan and the team from Ohio, the other team, 4-17. So you can't beat the class of the league. So stay there, please stay there. Bama got a great win against Georgia. So unfortunately, there's another week where Bama is still relevant. I was really hoping to not have to talk about Bama for the rest of the year, but unfortunately, with a big win in Georgia, they are still somewhat relevant. And with 12 playoff teams, they're going to get in because it's Bama. And then brings me to my last point on college football, and it's also a good segue with real or fake. Is college football also fake and manipulated? Let's just take a look at this, and then we'll see what you think.
Herm Edwards ran for a touchdown.
Not the Meadowlands here, so final seconds will tick off. And Mendoza.
That was absurd. So for any of you that had any skin in the game, Indiana was -6.5 with the ball and the lead and 3 seconds left, up 7, and the quarterback turns around and sprints for his own end zone to give up a safety and end the game. Now, you could run around for 3 seconds. You could throw the ball. You could run around and stop and go down after a couple of seconds. He ran 40 yards. They almost caught him. As my partner said this morning, if it was an SEC team, they would have caught him. That's a slight at the Big Ten. Iowa had a top-ranked defense for the past 5 seasons. But, anyway, there's always the SEC bias. So why? Why would you do that? You would only do that if the coach says, go get a safety. Why would the coach say that? Because Vegas called and said, we need you guys to not cover. And that's what happened. So weird things happen all the time. It's hard to not, be a cynic when you look at some of these things, but that play was absolutely absurd. I didn't watch it. I didn't know what was going on, but when I saw it this morning, I mean, you just saw it. It's an absurdity. And no one can tell me that that's not somehow manipulated. So that's my take on that. Covered the Mets, covered college. Let's go to the NFL. Again, Joe Knapp, Sleepy Dog Pick of the Week, wins again with the Cardinals, losing by 1, but covering the 1.5 in San Francisco. This week, we got picks from the flip-flopper himself. He likes the Lions, the Ravens, the Bucks, the Colts, and he gave me the Steelers, and the Steeler game is literally almost over, so we're not going to count that because, he's the king of Monday morning quarterbacks, front running, and all the other things that you would do as a flip-flopper. So we're going to throw out the Steelers. So he likes the Lions, Ravens, Bucks, and Colts. I like the Broncos minus the 8.5. I like the Ravens also minus 2.5. I like the Bucks plus 3.5. That's a dog. That's a home dog. Is that no? Not so fast, my friend. I also like the Falcons minus 2.5, which makes no sense because the Falcons aren't good at football. But I'm going with the storyline pick and just thinking that it doesn't make sense for the Falcons to win. It doesn't make sense for them to be favorites. So we're going to take the Falcons, and maybe we'll see some it's Kyle Pitts. We'll see what happens there. Not touching the Cowboys-Packer game. We're going to talk about that in a second. But the Joe Knapp Sleepy Dog Pick of the Week is the Indianapolis Colts plus 3.5 against the Rams. The Colts can run the ball. The Colts can play some defense, and they have a good offensive line. But most of all, the Colts have one Daniel J. Dimes. Indiana Jones, as we affectionately call him here. It is so great to watch the Giant fans suffer. Just in general, I could just stop right there. But to watch Saquon Barkley do what he did last year and win a championship with that horrible team over there in Philly, gross. Now to watch Danny Dimes, who literally could not do anything right for his years with the Giants. Terrible draft pick, horrible reach. Now flourish under a system, not even a system, just flourish under an offensive line. That's it. Give the guy protection, and look what he could do. But the Giants drafted Malik Neighbors and Jackson Dart, so that'll help them because you can't throw the ball if you're on your back. But again, keep doing it. Keep James Franklin in Penn State. Keep not drafting offensive linemen except for Andrew Thomas, who never plays in the Giants. And I guess, the Cowboys suck anyway, so it's not really going to matter. But moving right along to those Dallas Cowboys, the Micah Bowl today. Micah Parsons, does he get a sack on Prescott? Probably. Does Green Bay destroy the Cowboys? I don't know if they destroy them, but they probably win pretty handily. Let me see if Kenny Clark can do anything. Let's see who's playing. Is Deron Bland going to play? Is Davion Clowney going to play? As a Cowboy fan, I would love to see Clowney get a sack and Parsons not. But I don't know what's going to happen. No CeeDee Lamb is tough. George Pickens has a chance to have a great fantasy week for me today in 3 of my leagues. So we'll see what happens there. But just some quick whip around coverage here today. All by myself. No calls, no partners, no nothing. Just a solo show. Solo Joe, monocast, whatever you want to call it. But want to make sure that everyone gets the picks. And I had to give that whole Indiana Iowa thing. Like, it's just absurd. It's real or fake. I'm not really sure how people aren't questioning this, how the league's not looking into this. You would look at as point shaving, like you would look at the kid and say, all right, did the quarterback have the other team? No, it's not that. It's beyond that. It's way beyond that. It's beyond the teams, in my humble opinion, from this little modcaster here in the New York area. So we'll see what happens. Again, let's go Mets. Big game today. Come on, keep hope alive. You got to believe. You just got to believe. And as always, if you like what you see here, please like, subscribe, smash the notification bell. And always check out JoJo Haunts, Scary Beans, cha-ching. As we spend a lot of time on Halloween this year, JoJo and I love doing the Halloween decorations. John likes to, come by and take pictures and stuff when it's not done. It's been a lot of work, but it's a lot of fun. Maybe by next week we'll have it all finished. We'll do a little video of that for you guys as well. But we'll just keep with the sports here for today. No politics, no Halloween. I don't think I'm getting canceled. Babe, am I getting canceled today?
Nope.
Not getting canceled today. We're back in the dining room. She didn't kick us out. Have a great week.